Yo, so we are working on kind of the hip flexor region, like the iliacus and the psoas a little bit. We're gonna stay like kind of below your pants or your shorts line, so we're not gonna go up into there. We're gonna stay below. We're gonna be like kind of top of the thigh, pretty much. You're gonna find there's some bony spots right in there. We are not gonna be right on the bones, not on like the pointy parts of the pelvis. We're gonna be on the meaty, muscly, tendinous spots in that area. There's a couple different versions you could do. The one I'm going to be doing today is lacrosse ball and then using my body weight by just lying on it. I find it can work if you're just right on the floor. This might be fine. You can definitely get more out of it by having it kind of on an elevated surface here. I'm just going to use the corner of it as well. This I find I can get it snug in there and make it hurt a lot more better, a lot more gooder. Alternatively, what you can do is lie on your back, have it in there, and then place like a medicine ball or a kettlebell on here. This is a 50-pound kettlebell. This is excessive, but oh god, I'm not even gonna. You get it. You get the picture. And then the main reason I have the kettlebell here is because with a heavy enough and stable enough kettlebell, you can also try a version like this. It kind of spreads it out, that region, so it's not like as targeted. If you want it more targeted and you don't have a lacrosse ball or anything like that, you can put it on its side, so using the corner of it. Long story short, you got a ton of different options. Like I said, I'm going to do this one for now. Again, find that top of the hip bone. So right now, bone is right there. Sorry, sneak peek. Below that. Okay? I'm going to start my timer. We're going to go for like 3 minutes on each side. It'll take a little bit of playing around to find a good spot. Once you get it in a region that feels like you could be doing some good, breathe, long exhales, and just stay in this one spot. It's definitely, if you got like the lacrosse balls that we got are very slick and slippery, and they'll like squirt out on you if you move around too quick. So take your time here. Once it feels all right, then you can start moving around a little bit the region. Move around the region a little bit. Brain don't think too good when ball make pain. But breathe. If you're holding your breath, that's letting the brain know that you are uncomfortable and you don't want to grow. We're trying to tell our brain to relax into this position. What you can try, if it feels real intense, is a little contract and relax, where you go 4-second inhale, and then we do a 4-second hold. While you're holding, you kind of contract that area, maybe like pushing your foot into the floor to fire up those hip flexors, so you're resisting against the ball. You're gonna hold that for that 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and then you exhale and you relax and you release that whole area and you try and sink into the ball. Once that feels not bad, then you could move the ball down a little bit towards your knee, just ever so slightly. We're not covering much ground at all. Like the area we're covering is like maybe like that wide, that long. What you can also do is, instead of moving your body, maybe you stay in one spot and you kind of pin it down, you tack the ball down, and then you move your leg. And the key is to find the pain and go suffer a little bit. If it feels good, feels fine, then that's a good sign that you probably don't need that attention there. So go find somewhere that needs it. One thing I find that helps me get into I don't know, some more tighter areas, if I kind of, instead of being like straight onto it, I kind of open up a little bit. So my heel drops to the inside, drops to the midline, and that kind of opens up my thigh, and I can kind of get underneath it a little bit. Let's go to 330. Another 10 seconds. Just breathe. Let's do one little contract and relax. Inhale. Hold, flex, contract into the ball, and then exhale. Nice. 3.5 minutes. Golden. Take a moment to feel what you feel. Let's jump into the other side. One side might feel better, one might feel worse. If it feels worse, then maybe it's gives you the green light to do a little bit longer. Start off in the one spot, breathe. Big exhales. Yeah, this one feels worse. If you find another highly sensitive spot, you do that 4-4-8, contract, relax. So if you got a spot, you can join me. Inhale. Flex, contract. 2, 1, and then exhale. Dead weight into the ball. And then maybe you move it like a millimeter down, maybe inside, maybe outside, maybe up. Again, find the pain and go suffer. I'm drawn a little more to the inside. If you find a spot that feels like kind of nervy, then pull off of it. Just hit a spot where made my feet tingle. It's probably not good. If you feel tingly, relax. Don't go somewhere else. Again, you can tack the ball in one spot, kind of floss it by moving the limb, or you can roll. You go full dead weight. What? Full dead weight. You might find that on your other leg you're like tense and you're resisting a lot. Be mindful of that. Maybe another contract, relax. Flex, squeeze, 2, 1, and then dead weight. Any of those methods that I talked about at the beginning work just fine. I just chose to do this one because I feel like with my body weight, I can get a lot into it. Med ball, you might need a hefty dumbbell or med ball or kettlebell on top of it. But to be honest, it's just like this ball that we had was very, like I said, slippery, so it's really gonna like shoot out on me, and then you just drop a kettlebell on your hip, and that doesn't feel great. I don't know what time we're at. I think this is pretty much it. Let's do one last. Inhale, squeeze, and then nice. I'm probably going to do a little bit more on this side because this side hurt way more. If you did have a spot that hurt a lot more than the other one, go back to it. If it was the first side, go back to the first side. Maybe spend a little bit more, an extra 30, 60 plus seconds on that side. Yeah, good job.